Hey guys, today we are talking about making and sprinting into Q4 to get the most out of the end of the year with rates falling, more velocity in the market, and thankfully we are fresh off the Tom Ferry Success Summit, which we had somebody who happened to go, and I imagine they talked a lot about working your database, working your relationships, staying top of mind to get all those referrals. What was like the second biggest thing he talked about?
Yeah, well, like we did our last video on it, was tons of mindset. Then marketing to your database, building a moat. Like they really hit me with, there was this line in there that said like, your past client is in another like realtor's lead follow-up, like in prospecting list for like their CRM. And I was like, oh man, that hit hard. So it was definitely marketing around your database and then marketing around where you can tell a story. We talk about this a lot, but there was really talking about the ones who's having the most conversations is winning right now. So what are the 5 most marketable things for any really transaction that you could market? So that was second. It was your sphere, and then second was marketing.
That one hits because it's like your best friend, your homie from the mom group, the guy that coaches your kid is on somebody else's prospecting list. Mm-hmm. So better lock down those relationships, build the wall, build the moat around your relationships. But yeah, so look, we receive information in story format and the highest level as human beings because we can insert ourselves into the story. So, but what do you mean telling the story of like when I have a property that I put on the market or when I close a title report or like, and what are the index points or the inflection points in that process where we should like notify, say the neighbors around a new listing or something?
Yeah, well, it works really great for having us on your team, you know, a great title person to help you with this because we're able to help provide a lot of this market data for the neighborhood. How convenient. So yeah, they talked about obviously if you have your geo farm and you're working your area, having, I like the one gal she talked about, she just brings the MLS sheet because it's really hard to go door knocking through your farm. Like people get nervous. That's why I'm so much better on the phone. I'm like, if I was door knocking, I'd be like, oh, I feel like, do I have my like little white collar button up shirt, like my little
how's my hair?
But she just door knocks with the MLS sheet of the neighborhood that month with all the stats, and that's her door knocking with a little notepad. And she goes, "Hey, here's your market stats for this month. Let me know if you have any real estate questions." And she just moves on to the next.
Simple and easy.
Very simple. So that's like for your geo farm. But then for like a listing, that is one of the best ways you can promote yourself, your brand, because you're like setting up office and shop right there for at least right now, like 30 to 60, some cases 90 days. Yeah. It's a great opportunity. So there's multiple touch points within that where you can market.
Because you're going to be relevant in that neighborhood for some time. Mm-hmm. So we start early, we start often, right? So like before the listing.
Yeah.
There's a pre-listing notification, and you can weave in all different media like social, mail, email, calls. How do we do that?
Yeah, so first one's like the pre-listing appointment. I really liked, like, they actually had a cool like email or text script that you could send out to your sphere of like, hey, I'm going to this listing appointment. It's not going to be live yet for a little bit, but I'm letting you have a little sneak peek. It's in this area. If you know anybody that's looking to move into this area, I'm trying to build up like a VIP buyer list before I get into this appointment. So that was really cool.
When you can show the engagement to the seller at the listing appointment.
At the listing appointment.
That's
I would
money.
be texting all of my friends and family like, hey, go like this. Go say yes. Go say yes. Like, I don't care who you are. Go say yes to this. Like, my last 10 text messages, I'd have a copy and paste. Just go say yes to this real quick. But you can post that on your social. You can do an email to your neighborhood or like your sphere with that so you can stay that you're active. So I really like that one. The first marketable moment of a listing would be like your pre-listing appointment.
That's so good, you know, and you're already working, like there's so much assumption of the sale in there because you're already working on behalf of the seller. You're going into the listing appointment with some metrics of people that liked the video or texted you back interested, right? That's really good.
Well, I think about this too. Imagine if the seller follows you and they see you post a story like when you're like 45 minutes out of their appointment they're having with you and and then they open the story and you're talking about their house. Like that's pretty money. That's pretty money. I'm like, oh, there's a lot that goes, like you said, a lot that goes in with that. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really cool to have that pre-appointment listing, like marketable moment.
Okay, so that's step one. What is the inflection point number 2?
Post-listing appointment.
So right after we get the listing.
Right after we get the listing.
Okay.
So what does that mean? It's kind of like, I consider it maybe the coming soon, the sneak peek, like, hey, now it's official. We're going to be hitting the market within 15 days. So we have 15 days where you know about this before anybody else does. So we
yeah.
have that cool script.
Like the takeaway close.
Yeah,
a little bit,
remember we have that cool script that talks about like, hey, before it's on any internet syndication, before Zillow knows, before anybody else can see, we're sharing it with you guys first. So
the internet is not aware.
Yes, yeah. Before this breaks the internet, because it might go viral with how awesome this is.
Yeah, that's
cool
script. Yeah, okay.
So I thought that was really cool too, because now we all like a little. I don't care who you are. You all like a little gossip. Everybody wants to know a little chismet.
You want to see behind the curtain a little bit.
Everybody wants to know what's going on behind stage, backstage. There's always that kind of like exclusivity, that secretiveness. That's why people kind of want to know, because it's like, oh, you can't have this yet.
Well, this may not be for you, but
this may not work for you, but and so that's the cool thing. Like, hey, before anybody else knows about this, we want to share this with you, and you can send that to the neighborhood. You can send that, do a nice letter to the neighborhood. You getting the mailing addresses from us through title. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, we can really help you piggyback on that and support you with the farming data, basic farming stuff, and we have strategies above and beyond that for different media to really broadcast this thing. So pre-listing, post-listing, and then 24 hours before it goes live.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I love that. That's a lot of before it's even live.
So you're already getting so much interest before this even goes live. And right now, what are we hearing? Like, well, we're seeing a lot more buyers are coming into the market, but homes are still sitting because now buyers have a little bit more time to shop around, so they don't have to go right into the first home they see. We are seeing multiple offers starting to happen, but imagine having all this buyer interest before you even go live.
Man.
So then your house isn't sitting on the market for 90 days and you have to take it off and refresh it. Your house might only be sitting on the market for 15 days, 7 days, maybe. You might even have a buyer before it even goes live.
I mean, inside your sphere, inside your office, your buyer pipeline you've been working with, your lender's buyer pipeline, who knows? All those different sources, because you've alerted them all. So some hands raised, and you go into going live with like maybe 3, 4, 5 offers day one.
Well, I just automatically, I just went to shopping, and like I get all these emails. Only 24 hours left of the sale. Only this much 48 hours left of the sale. Imagine having like an email go out to your database, to your neighborhood that you have this listing of, saying only 24 hours left, exclamation point, hey, only 24 hours left, as you know this before anybody else does. Like, once again, going to that like exclusivity, that secretiveness of like.
Well, in the psychology of the human animal, when there's scarcity, it creates urgency, and people want what they can't have. Like when you're in the store and they say, "Oh, we only have one more of those in your size." Wrap it up. I'm taking it.
Of course you do, right? Exactly. So those are 3, like you said, moments before it even goes live. We haven't even hit the go button yet.
Okay, so we hit the big green button. And then we do our first open house, and we want to do like a neighbor exclusive. We want to do an everybody in the world. We want to break the internet and are inviting and welcoming into the open house to get as many warm bodies through there as possible, to put our best foot forward for the sellers and really get this thing as much exposure as possible. So the open house is the next one.
Open house is the best way to market. And I love open houses because you can get so creative with open houses. Like, I'm looking at my dress. I'm wearing a flower dress. If I had an open house in the summer or springtime, I might have, before you go into it, like a build your own little bouquet thing. Yeah. And have like a cute little like setup of build your own bouquet before you go in or out.
Oh, make it an event. Make it memorable.
Well, and make it something you love too. Like if you love baking and having cupcakes, and have cupcakes and cookies, and like make it fun. Make it. I think we talk to a lot of agents, and sometimes I hear like, oh, my open house sucked. I had like 2 people come through. I'm like, well, how'd you promote it? What'd you do to market it? I put out like a few signs and stuff, and I'm like, some of these people I was listening to, they're putting out anywhere from 8 to 50 plus signs because they know that is their billboard setting up shop. So they are putting out so many signs going to the right direction, but they're making it a thing. They're making it an event. They have a coffee cart there. They have a taco guy there. They're having
we see Bloody Marys. We see, espresso martinis and evening sundowners.
Little mimosa stands. Like you can.
I would always do like a bring your dog to the open house thing, with little treats, little water bowls, and then
I would do that because I love dogs, but I don't know if sellers would want someone's dog. Yeah, I would hope if you brought your dog would be well behaved and not like using the restroom.
Yeah, don't bring
house.
Cujo.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, we're thinking more Scoob, than Cujo.
Yeah, but I love that. So
But some theme.
One of the ladies at the summit, she actually does an adopt a puppy event at her open houses. So she has the Humane Society. I think she was in North Carolina
that's genius.
or somewhere. And they have these puppies in this little kennel outside of the open house or in the backyard. And she markets it as an adopt a puppy event.
And we happen to be having this open house.
So
That's
everything is about the open house, but also, we also have these puppies. And then she gets to make all the marketing. Hey, I had my amazing open house at 123 Main Street. We had this, and this. And can you believe it? We were able to get 3 puppies adopted today out of this open house.
Wow.
So cool.
The human story that you weave into your open house is amazing, man.
So, we got to step up our open houses, guys, is from what I got at this thing. When I was hearing people doing a build your own bouquet, an adopt your puppy event, tacos, I was like, oh man, we got to step up our open houses over here. Pick and choose where you want to spend the money, right?
Yeah.
But I feel that if you're going to have an open house and you're going to spend your time, your weekend there, we're doing this to get more leads. Let's be real. Open houses are one, to appease the seller that you're getting traction, you're getting eyeballs on their home, but also it's the best way to generate organic leads too, especially as a new agent.
Absolutely.
So make that shit blow up.
Right, face to face, you feel people's energetic levels. You feel if there's common ground. If you just hit it off with somebody, all that happens in an open house.
Yeah.
So we blow it out. We have the awesome open house. When's the next touch point for the community for me to communicate about this point of sale?
After you blow it out of the open house and you get a buyer come through and you had multiple offers and only one buyer could win on this amazing property because they saw their dog in the yard and they could imagine their dog they saw the puppies and they were like, imagine our doggies here. And you sell that bad boy, and that is your next marketable moment, is your just sold.
Okay.
And telling the story, though, about the just solds. Not sold at X amount of price. No, tell the story. Like, hey, we were at this amount. We were on market for, and I think the more authentic, the more it sells, because
I like a Dave and Judy came for a puppy and they left with a house.
Oh,
right? I mean,
I
maybe that doesn't happen, but tell the story and make it human.
Yeah.
We want less metrics, less percentages, less market stats, more human.
Yeah. Well, I think too, when you just tell me sold at 1.2 or something.
98% of asking.
What does that mean to me? That means nothing to me. So, that going in the trash. But if I see, our home story and it's we were at value at this, or we had to sell because of this reason and we were on the market at this price, this much, and the most beautiful couples came through our home and we had 4 offers come in and one buyer was able to win at X amount, which was above asking price.
Yeah.
So people, we need to get a little more creative here, and I think that was the overall arching theme of our marketing and stuff. I did love, there was this marketing piece and it was what a serial killer would say, and then it was actual good marketing, and then in between was this clown, and it was do not be in between, do not be what a serial killer would say. So but we need to be more creative and we need to get fun with our marketing and think of telling the stories. And what is the story? If it was a pretty rocky road transaction and things happen,
be real,
be vulnerable, tell that. People resonate. I think at this point in life, people are starting more and more to resonate with the humility, with the vulnerability, with the trueness of oh man, their first offer fell out, but there was 2 backup offers ready to go in. Mm-hmm. Tell that story.
Well, and I love what you said back to the event of the open house, or even the way you treat the whole transaction, but pouring your interest into it. If you are a runner and you did a running club centered around where you do some kind of a 3-mile jog centered around the open house, figure that out. If you're a pickleball freak and you got a court out in the street in front of the open house and you're having a mini tournament.
Or the house has a pickleball court.
If you're lucky, right? That's a sweet listing,
That'd be a sweet time. Yeah,
or if it's, cornhole. If whatever you're into, you're going to be into it.
You have a listing out in Lakeside, freaking make that a rodeo. Have some cornhole out there.
Get a cow.
I'm sure there might already be a cow out there.
You can have the kids riding the sheep.
Make it fun. Make it creative. creative. And I think that's the kind of stuff that's where we think about if we were agents, how would we do it? And like, that's where I love to be able to make it fun. Make it, if
you're into it and you're actually interested in whatever the theme is, then you're going to be into it at the event. And that gets other people into it. Because if you're excited, people get excited.
Yeah.
But if you're like, not really into, you're forcing it, that you can also feel that too, right?
Right, totally.
So whatever you're into, weave that into your business, man. Life is too short, because then you might even enjoy the open house. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, wait, you enjoy what you do? Crazy.
That's not possible.
Not possible. Not possible. Well, so those were the 5 most marketable moments, and just like the overall theme once again on the event was really our mindset right now being really having that mental toughness, which is hard. A lot of us have had moments of drift, scarcity, all of those things. And then second was really those is the ones that are marketing, the ones that are having the most conversations wins. And I thought this was a really cool tactic. What are the 5 most marketable moments of your transaction? Because that's easy. It's a system. You know when you're going to the pre-listing, the post-listing, the 24 hours before it goes active, the open house, and the just sold, and we can have a system around each one.
So many of us are like, look, I want to work, but just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do. So do 3 of the 5. Do all of the 5. Do something for each inflection point or point in the process, but do something. Because I think it's safe to say that the one thing that's going to kill us is if we just freeze and do nothing. That's like quitting.
Yeah.
Right? You don't lose until you quit. And if you don't do anything and you don't exert the effort, then you can't get the benefit of all those inquiries, that face-to-face, common ground, that random walk-in who ends up being the buyer. It happens.
Oh, yeah.
But it can't happen if you're not excited and putting it out there and getting as many eyeballs as possible on these different steps. So those are sales tips. Those are things that we're excited about. And I like it because simple usually gets done. If it's too convoluted and it's like, this crazy CRM where there's a 37 touch point thing that this toggle switch that makes this, it's not going to happen.
No.
But if you have 5 steps, 5 activities in each step, you have a higher likelihood of doing it.
Even going back to what you just said, though, even just one. If you're like a moment of like, I don't know what to do, just pick one thing and just have the plan around that one thing and just keep it simple. And I think so many of us want to overcomplicate it and we want to perfectionize it.
That's a word. We just made that a word.
I just made that a word.
Brand new word. Thank you, Haley Collier.
I had to think about that. I was like, whoa, what just came out there?
Perfection is the enemy of execution.
And that's where we stop. But if we just had one thing and made it simple and broke it down to that simple task, even out of these 5 marketable moments, if you just picked one that you love to do, let's just focus on one. And so hit us up for those ideas. For one idea, we can help with that.
One action idea that gets executed. I can't tell you how many times we look at each other and say, I'm just going to do Friday things on Friday. I just need to do instead of think, because I can get lost in theory and make it better and then get granular and make it even better and never do a damn thing.
Oh, yeah.
But just do and then mess it all up, come back, regroup, do it a little better, mess it all up, come back. And because it gives you immediate reflection on what you did, it gives you results and then what you can do better.
What does Yoda say? There is no try, there's only do, or what is it?
Do or do not.
Do or do not, yes.
There is no try.
There we go. Thank you. And we will leave it on that. There is or no try.
All right, and we out. You want to take us out?
Yep. I'm Haley.
And I'm Ryan.
Till next time.
Bye.